that with that motivational marriage thing, whatever that was, I'm going to hand you our mastering sales. I love you, man, and the floor is yours.
Hey, Brent, great topic and theme today. And one thing I've learned after 39 years of marriage is it's always your fault. So just get over it and stop fighting back. Just
Oh,
admit it's your
I know I'm
fault.
stubborn like a mule,
I
Verl.
don't know why. I don't know why you even have a battle there. It's like, yes, I
I'm
know
not.
it's my fault. It is, and it usually is anyway.
Yeah.
It just takes us a while
Burl's
to come
Burl's
around.
new book. It's my fault. No.
It is my fault.
Oh, I love it.
I've had I've had my daughter's kids for the last 2 weeks. She went to the Philippines to meet with our virtual assistants and to kind of bring that family together. We have about 15 of them, and it's been really cool. But one of the things that's been the coolest is waking up in the morning to my three little granddaughters, and they're singing Christmas songs. And
Oh wow.
and they crank up the Alexa and they sing loud, and I just sit back and I think about the joy that brings, and it makes me want to it gets me up, and I have a different day because of the joy that's in those little special kids' hearts, and you can't teach it. And it makes me so proud of my daughter and the parent she is in raising these girls, and they won't let me put them to bed at night unless they come into our room and we say our prayers. Like
That's
they say their
beautiful.
prayers and they do the things that you hope your kids do when you teach them when they're little, but you
Yeah.
really don't know because you don't live in their houses.
Yep.
But when you have their kids for like 2 weeks and they're like, "Grandpa, I can't sleep. We haven't said our prayers." I'm like, "Okay, I'm in."
That's
And
good. You're a good grandpa. By the way,
we
Verl, one of
climb
the things
up.
you say that I love, and he always says this, if what good is it to build a huge real estate company or sales organization if you blow up your family? You said something like that. I remember you said that, and years ago I go, this guy's my kind of guy
Yep.
because that it is not worth it. So you say something like that. Did I say it
No,
right?
no
Or I
other,
like
no other success can compensate for failure in the home.
that's right. That's it. No other
You
success
go,
compensate for failure in the home. That is awesome. Write
yeah,
that one down, you guys.
yeah, and it was one of our church leaders said that years ago. Even when I was a kid, my dad would say it, and I remember it. I can't give you the exact quote, but that's where it comes from. And
That's a good one.
I think about it often. So I'm changing my topic just because I listened to what you were talking about today, and you were talking about non-negotiables. Not what are the things that are non-negotiable, and how do we actually put structure to it? So Brent's going to share the vision. I'm going to share the structure. So how do you actually create a life with non-negotiables, and how do you prioritize and put things in your daily activities so that you actually get them done? Why is it that some people get more done in a day than others when we all have the same finite number of minutes in every day? But some people do, and they do because they are intentional. Every business, every life, every family has a culture, and that culture is either accidentally created or it's intentionally created, and you get to choose it. And so intentional creation comes as a result of being really, really clear on what your priorities are. And, Brent, you said family, faith, friends, fun, fitness. I added food to that for many years, being fat. Food was one of my high priorities. Now it's not anymore because I just am not hungry. And so now I have to force myself to eat. And one of the things that's been really interesting to me is as I've lost all this weight, I've lost like almost 120 pounds in the last year. I found myself feeling amazing, first of all, playing kick butt, full contact pickleball and buying e-bikes and doing things I haven't done for a long time. But the other thing I've noticed, especially in the last 90 days, that my muscles aren't as strong as they were when I was bigger. And I feel like the tissue around my strength is dissolving. I want you to just think about this. I have this thing, this body that has been created that is it's my meal ticket. It's how I make my money. It's how I have joy. It's the things that I do in my life that allow me to get going on. But I don't feel like I have the strength. And it's not just the muscle itself, but it's the connected tissue around the muscles that gives me strength. And so I'm thinking about family, faith, fun, friends, and fitness all have an impact on finances. I'm kind of thinking of them as the connective tissue that holds the finances, that holds all of the things that matter most together. And when you don't have balance in those areas and you don't have strength in those areas and you don't work on being intentional at growing those areas, you start to get weak. And then the connective tissue that allows you to enjoy the effort you put into creating finances goes away and you can't enjoy it. How many of you have known people that have created wealth and then died, or they've created wealth and got really, really sick? I had a neighbor get ALS, and I watched him go from vibrant to non-communicative to passing away in a year after spending his life saving for retirement. Like we've seen it all. So I'm just kind of thinking about that. And so I haven't worked on the connective tissue that gives me strength. And so my focus, my non-negotiable, Brent, is not, I'm not going to allow the weight loss to deteriorate any more connective tissue that gives me the strength to do what I do because I need strength. I don't know if that's, I don't know how to make that a non-negotiable, but I will. And I'm going to reverse engineer it. And I'm not going to allow connective tissue to be the thing that keeps that allows everything else to fall apart. When people have their lives, their business, or things fall apart, I believe it's because they focused on one thing too much, and then all of the connective tissue that holds it all together fell apart. And the one thing they focused on wasn't the most important thing. Just, I'm just
Good.
throwing that out there. Is there truth to that, Brent? Does that resonate?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely, man. Can't be
man,
lopsided, man. You got to be well-rounded.
it might be lopsided. So I shared this with you, maybe on our second or third call, and we probably haven't, you probably haven't used it. But we use a tool called My Perfect Week. And I'll give this to you again and remind you how this works. Have you ever met anybody that's ever had a perfect week? Brent, have you ever had the perfect week where everything you scheduled happened exactly the way you wanted at the end of the week? It was exact.
Maybe not exact, but I've done pretty well sometimes for sure.
Me too. All I do is focus on progress, not perfection. I've never had a perfect week. But it starts with that with intention. And so I have found that if we do what's called a quiet hour principle, whatever that biological prime time is for you, early in the morning, late at night, Sunday night, after everything, kids have gone to bed, whatever, you think about what would my perfect week look like. And I'm just going to remind you how to use this tool. And then I'm going to give it to you again. And so this is a time blocker. And the first thing you do is we've created what are called, if you go to the instructions tab, it teaches you how to use it. But basically, we go in and we say, okay, in order for this week to be a perfect week, what would have to happen? And the first thing I want you to do is I want you to schedule in your non-negotiables. What are the things that are non-negotiable activities for you? NNAs. Non-negotiables are date night. Non-negotiables are church on Sunday. Non-negotiables are your exercise time. Non-negotiable might be um, it might be a family Christmas party. Like, if you don't show up to the family Christmas party, Brent, you'll be in the doghouse through New Year's, which is not worth it. So you just go and you wear your ugly Christmas sweater and you show up and you do it. So we first schedule in non-negotiables, and I start with personal. What are the personal things this week that I have to do? Is there a scripture study? Is there meditation or reading or an ebook I need to listen to? Is there something I'm doing for personal development? So you notice that in my 7 a.m. You see quiet hour. That's my biological prime time, man. Nobody else is up yet. I can focus on the things that need my undivided attention. And then I get my office work done. And then we say, okay, then what? The second thing after you do your non-negotiable activities, I want you to write down MMAs. Anybody want to take a guess at what that stands for?
Money making activities.
Dang right, money-making activities.
Nice.
I like to say my boat runs on gas, not thanks. I got to put gas in the boat or we don't get to go anywhere, which means we got to make money. I'm not driven by money, but money is what funds the freedom. And so I want to make sure that we have time every day focused on activities that generate a immediate return on time, or ROT. Prospecting for buyers or sellers, going on listing appointments or buyer appointments, sitting down with people in your recruiting pipeline, focused recruiting activities or attraction activities. FARs, focused attraction activities, FAA. And so it's not social media, it's not fake work, it's not the pretending of being busy, it's things that give you a direct return on the time invested. Actually picking up the phone, not thinking about who you're going to call and what you might say. It's the actual activity of generating the revenue. The next thing I focus on is my events with dates. So are there certain things that dates that need to be done? And then I block in. So I want you to think about this. When you'll notice that in this perfect week, you'll see that I've got showing buyers or showing sellers or listing appointments or buyers appointments, whatever that is. You use the drop down menus, put whatever you want to put in there. And so we created these drop down menus, but you could say that prospecting for sellers is in there. And then in 2 nights a week, I might put in listing appointments. And during the afternoons, I might put in mornings or afternoon for buyer and listing appointments. When I'm on the phone, I'm doing my prospecting. They say, "Hey, I'd like to come list my house, Jay." I don't say, "Oh, great, when's a good time for you?" Because the moment you do that, you say that your priorities are less valuable than theirs. So what you say is, I've blocked mornings and afternoons for listing appointments. Which works better for you, a morning or afternoon? The alternative choices I give them are the ones that I've intentionally put in my perfect week to schedule listing appointments. If they say, "Oh, I can never get away in the morning or afternoon," then I say, "I've got one evening this week that I've scheduled for listings. I can do Tuesday. Do you want to do 5:30 or 7?" You put them into time slots that you've blocked to do those activities, not be a Pop-Tart realtor. When someone says, "I'm thinking about selling my house," you pop out of your chair and say, "I have no money, I have no clients, I have nothing but free time. I'll come out and see you right now." It sends a really clear message when you put them into the time blocks that you've blocked. What I found is that when you organize when you're going to do things, and then people call and you look at your perfect week and then schedule them based on when you've allocated that time, you're going to find you have a lot more time in your day to do the money making activities and the things that will actually help you grow your business. I also want to encourage you to separate lead follow up with prospecting. Lead follow-up means you're following up with leads that have already been generated that require a follow-up. It's a different time block than looking for new business, which is spent prospecting. Does that make sense? And so when you're doing your perfect week, it's non-negotiables first, money-making activities second, scheduling time things that matter in the time that you want to work on them, and then go about your day and make sure that you have time to do the things that matter most. You know why most people don't make enough money? Because they don't spend any time looking for it. It's not that there's not opportunities out there. I had a call on a coaching consultation with someone earlier this week that told me they were in North Carolina, in Washington, D.C. And in D.C., with all of the Doge layoffs and with all of the crap going on around the government and the uncertainty with interest rates, that their business had gone to almost, zero. It was one third of it was last year. And then later today, I got on a call with one of my private coaching clients. It's done 190 million. I just want you to stop and think about two people in the same market having a different result. They both have the same amount of time, but one is focused on different activities than the other. Who do you want to be in this story? Because you get to choose it. You get it. It's not they're better than you. It's not that they have more opportunity than you. It's that they focus on different activities. So we focus on different activities. So my challenge to all of you is to get out your perfect week, to make sure you've downloaded it and you get access to it. I'll make sure that we post it again so you all have it. And then think about if your activities are consistent with your goals and if you're doing the things to focus on your non-negotiable activities and your money-making activities. And if you'll do that, and if you give me that for 30 days, just do it from right now till the end of January. And then on one of these calls, like the first week of February, Brent, let's put a note in here, Candace, that I want to the first week of February have you bring up your perfect weeks and your daily success habits and track what you actually did against your perfect week and tell me what you did and how that's changed the outcome of your business and what your first quarter looks like. Because I believe that if you're intentional with your time, you actually track what you do against what you plan to do without doing anything else, you're going to have an increase in pipeline. Your pipeline will be filled for the spring first quarter, as opposed to the wish marketing that's going on in a lot of businesses right now. Okay, so if you're already a Mastery Insider, you get access to it. Let me see what else. I swear somebody had a comment about me working out. Okay, Jackson, thank you for that. All those muscle fibers, strength training is the opposing muscle groups. I love that you're giving me tips. Copy and paste, it's going right into the things I need to focus on because I've got to build my connective tissue. I put a universal trainer in my house and I've hired a guy that's going to start coming to my house and focus on strength training and developing all that connective tissue around the areas where I just don't feel like I have strength and I want it back. Like I want to be that guy. Brent, let's wrestle. Let's get
Come
strong.
on, baby.
Let's get strong. Okay, does anybody have any questions for me on how to use my perfect week more efficiently or better in your business? Did it connect better today after hearing Brent talk about non-negotiable activities than the first time I shared it?
It's good. I
Awesome.
liked it.
You know
Tom,
what?
did you have a question, Mr. Costello?
I just want to know, Brent, if you tell me what you're going to talk about, then I'll tie it in better with the how.
Oh, next time before
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I'll tip you off. That's right. You always show up when I'm just going crazy, then I hand it off to you. I'll do that next time.
Tom, what's up, man?
Hey, Verl, love this. This is the biggest challenge I have, and I think probably all of us, because time management is so. It's not really not time management; it's self-management. When you say the perfect week, and just making myself do the things, the non-negotiables. Clark Brim calls it the irreducible minimums, which I like a lot. These are the things I'm going. I've got to make 20 calls today. I've got to make 3 calls today. I've got to, show this business to 3 people this week. I've got to have 1 listing appointment or 2, whatever your goal is. So when you find yourself off of that, how do you manage it? Because I found myself like squirrel, squirrel, squirrel during the day, and then crap, 20 minutes is gone, 45 minutes is gone, 2 hours is gone, and I haven't made my calls, or I've been caught in the urgency of the moment. How do you self-regulate that and keep those distractions from railroading your production right from day one?
Well, what's the alternative of not doing those activities? What happens to you and your business when you don't do them?
Not good things.
I mean, are you okay with that outcome?
No, not at all.
If I have to motivate
It's
you,
it's not it's not it's
it's
I'm
not
not asking for
motivation.
motivation. I'm not
No.
asking for I'm already no, you're forgive me if I
Okay.
didn't communicate. It's not a lack of motivation. It's a lack of it's being able to get rid of the distractions in the moment. I think I'm caught up doing something that I think is right, and then all of a sudden, it's taken too long, or distractions come in. It's just someone said to keep track like a timer. Every 30 minutes, write down what you're doing. It's the distractions that come that knock me off my horse when I'm racing toward the goal. And I need to protect that better.
One of the things that I've noticed by watching some of the most successful people is how regimented they are in their schedule. And there's a book called Deep Work. And I listened to it while I was swimming laps. And it talks about this brilliant engineer and how he did his most innovation in short segments of deep work. And what happens when we have things that come on that distract us, notifications on the computer, your phone comes up, a SMS message, your wife asks for something, that people come in the office or whatever. Those little distractions, when they take you off of your goal, what happens is it sometimes takes you 15 to 30 minutes to get back to that focused time. And so you see the quiet hour principle, Tom. What I've learned is that I know when I'm at my best, and I know that I have to turn off all the distractions that take me away from the things that require my focused attention. And if I do that, I get everything done in a much shorter period of time. And then I allow myself for the distracted day that happens, or the whirlwind that happens to all of us when we're running our businesses. I've noticed Brent is very regimented in the way he runs his calls, the way he does his life, the ways he shows up for his people. The highly successful people have schedules and they stick to them. It doesn't mean that the whirlwind doesn't happen. It means that during that period of time, they're present where they are and they're totally focused on that task. And so I would just say deep work is one thing. Another thing is have non-negotiable, uninterrupted focus time to do your most important things, whether it's an hour or 2 hours or whatever, first thing in the morning. I even told Candace that this morning. I said, Candace, I'm so heavily scheduled in my mornings, but that's my biological prime time, and I need more time to work on the business and not in the business during that time. Did I not say that to you today, Candace? And so,
You
Tom,
did,
I'm
and
like
it's
you.
blocked for January.
Yep, she's blocking it, and then she's going to protect it for me. So I don't know if that helps you at all, Tom, but like you're normal, you're an entrepreneur, and we go a million miles an hour in a million miles directions, and we get excited about things. The worst thing is freaking chat GPT, go down that rat hole. And like, and then it prompts you and asks you questions to go further down and deeper into it. And then when you're done, it couldn't even build the thing that was asking you if it could build for you.
Yep. Hey,
So
my daughter's here to pick me up. We're celebrating my dad's 90th birthday
happy
tonight at 5
birthday.
o'clock. 90. It's a big deal. Tom, I want to say this to you. If you say you're going to prospect from 2 to 5 Fridays, I start at 2, I went till 5. You just don't get to have a distraction. You don't. You live by your calendar. Your calendar says you do this. You go to the gym every morning at 5 a.m., 4 a.m., 6 a.m. That's what you do. And you're super fit. You're Krav Maga. You're probably 8% body fat. You're amazing. He's got the connective tissue. But here's the deal. That same principle that gets you to the gym, you don't miss it. Then there's this quiet confidence you have. Same thing with prospecting. You don't get to take that distraction. You say no. Tell yourself no, and don't even look at your phone. Don't look at the emails. Don't think it's going to distract you. You said this is when I prospected. And you have your list of expireds or a list of your farm or agent attraction. If that's what you're doing, I had my hundreds of names, and I would just text. So hey, I got a second. What's up? Boom, call. Text, like duck, duck, goose, duck, duck, goose. I text. They respond, call. And so I think that's what Verl's saying. Live by your calendar, man. He showed us his calendar, the perfect week, and it's never going to be perfect. But thank you, Verl. That was super good.
Thanks, Brent. I'm going to
Verl,
give one. Can I give one more thought just because I
yes,
can't let it go?
yeah,
There's a difference between a promise and a goal. Brent, if you make me a promise, that's giving me your word, isn't it?
yeah,
Can I take that to the bank?
yep,
Okay. What
yep.
about the promises we make to ourselves? If you make a promise to do something, Tom, give it your word that you're going to do it.
That's
I
good.
believe the integrity will get it done. A goal is something you strive for. A promise is something you keep. So
Come
change the
on,
dialogue in your head to make a promise and keep it.
so good, Verl.
Thank
Promise.
you.
That's so good. We blow off our goals. We don't blow off our promises. And if you're blowing off your promises, you got a bigger problem. All right. Merry Christmas,
Merry
everyone. We'll
Christmas,
see you
everybody.
next week. Thanks, Verl. By the way, I'll
Yeah.
be doing this from Maui. Next Tuesday, I'll be doing this from Maui. We'll see you, man. Take care, everyone. Love you. Bye-bye.
I won't
Thanks,
be,
Verl.
but